Hey, True Believers England teen here. Friday night doing a live stream. I've got a auction to unbox here, and well, I guess we also have to talk about it, right? Kevin Conroy and Gallagher the comedian died on the same day. I'm pretty sure this crowd is more sad about Kevin Conroy. I got to admit, when I saw the news, got a little misty-eyed. You know, I mean, he's important to the Batman fans. If some people ask you who's the best Batman actor in a movie, every time you ask that, there's at least 5 or 10 people who are going to go, well, do you count Batman Mask of the Phantasm? Because my Batman is Kevin Conroy. And hey, I'm there with you. Seriously. Mask of the Phantasm was awesome. Batman animated series was awesome. It wasn't just that. Whenever they did a movie, for the longest time, they still brought in Conroy. The video games that I play, those Arkham games, like there are no other games. And I've stopped playing new games just so I could replay Batman.
How could you not? It was you got the original guy coming in. The guy who basically made Batman iconic through the 90s. And still to this day, he's still considered the Batman. It's Conroy, as far as voice. Jason O'Mara has, or I think it's O'Hara or O'Mara. Either way, he is the guy who basically took over after Conroy, didn't want to do some of the movies. They got him in. They also brought in, I think it's Mark Greenwood was another one.
Yeah.
So I mean, Jensen Ackles recently just did the long Halloween, and that was all right.
Well,
now, the problem is that a lot of us grew up with Conroy. Now that being said, there's always you brought up, you're older than me, considerably older than me, 15 years older than me. You had Super Friends. You had that guy.
Toth or something, I believe his name was.
I can't.
That might be. Yeah. No. I know for a little bit, like the Adventures of Batman was Adam West, and obviously he's very important to the lore as well. But in all honesty, I can't remember the name of the guy who did the Super Friends, but it was a lot different. There were voice actors. What they told the actors in Batman animated series was they didn't want voice actors, they wanted actors. Because if you had a villain in an old Super Friends cartoon, they would be trying to sound evil, doing all weird voices.
The villains, yes.
Yeah, and they the Batman animated series changed that. Batman animated series was the one that said, no, we want actors to do this.
I gotta say, that show, especially coming right after the movie, they allowed the cartoon to be much more violent than the other one. Spider-Man couldn't even use the real bullets because Batman series was doing that, so they had to use the laser guns.
Well, they did have their rules. One of the rules was you're not able to, like, you never saw Batman throw or land a punch.
Sorry.
Yeah, in the original Batman series, you never saw it. They would always cut away, and you'd see the guy fly, because of standard practices and such like that. But otherwise,
it was crazy seeing, like, I don't know about the Super Friends or stuff, but when Batman got punched animated series, he had blood come out of the corner of his mouth.
A couple times.
Just a couple of times. And they really did that especially with the change of the animated series towards the end, when they changed the overhaul the animation, which I still don't understand why they did that. It made him look like Gru. It's like the skinny legs, like you just skipped leg day for the rest of the night.
I remember that time. It was
it's like that's when they started, like, we're gonna make Harley Quinn and Ivy tease them as being a couple or just best friends, and like Catwoman had freakishly white skin. It was like the point. It's like, why are you doing this? What is there? Is she becoming more of a cat now, or is she just wants to be a mime during the day?
Well, that's also bringing up the art, and we're talking about the voice.
I know, but
that should be the focus, I think.
But Conroy to this day, that iconic deep gravel voice, and I love what he said about basically, like, as far as the animated series goes, it helped people. He basically said his words were, "Batman is a real escape for a lot of kids in rough situations. It's like a safe zone, an ally. I've heard amazing stories of childhood survival that the character helped get them through. Basically, that's a gift for me to be able to have my work have such a resonance with an audience. It gives it much more important than just basically having a normal performance." He said he's a theater kid. You know, he did that. I mean, he was on soap opera before that, I think, and then he got this gig here. Never done a role like that. This is probably his first time doing voice acting, and he just said he really just loved it. You know, the cast, everything. So a lot of us, that was my first Batman. Like I hadn't been reading the comics. When I think the show started in 1990. I'm not sure if it was 91 or 92. Right around there, I was like 7 or 8. I was just like, dude, Batman. I got Ghostbusters. It was awesome. But Conroy, even when I was younger, I watched some of those cartoons. I was not really old enough to understand what was going on. There were some innuendos, but a lot of it was very adult, like really realistic situations. Like, the guy Clayface, Matt Hogan, turning like I was like Two-Face. They really took it serious, and I'm really thankful that Conroy kept up the seriousness. And like I said, just a very humble guy. A guy basically kept his life private. He didn't go around,
Yeah, that's true.
He came out about, was it last year? And I guess I was talking to Eric about that and kind of speculating. Maybe that's why he came out, because he didn't want to leave with questions. People thinking like
maybe.
But who knows? But overall, I said, this is a guy you want to aspire to be like.
And here's something admirable. Yeah, I could see, obviously, by last year when he came out, he would understand that he did not have much time left. So it was probably I want the fans to know the truth of me, and I don't want them to hear it from TMZ. So he comes out. You could tell, by the way. I mean, I thought he kind of looked a little sick.
Yeah.
When he was in the back brace and all that, and the crossover
yes.
with the CW, and for the most recent appearances. I don't pry into people. I mean, for all we know, he just lost a lot of weight, and I don't know if you've ever seen it, but when older people do that, they kind of look gaunt. And so I didn't know if it was one or the other. I can say that the older I get, and I'm sure that Eric and Maranya and those of you a little bit older than I can say that, as we're seeing these awesome people who gave us such great entertainment pass away, it's I'm just thinking, man, 66 far too young.
Yeah,
66 is far too young.
I'm going through these. Everybody's posting there, like on Instagram and Twitter and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Their personal experiences. There's one girl, she didn't give her name, but she said it's that guy growing up through a rough life. Like her dad rejected her. Like her mom didn't want her. She just went to go forced to live with her grandparents, and she just broke down meeting him, and he just basically reached out and basically gave her a hug. She's like, I was like, I'll never forget that, because this is a guy who basically came from almost similar situation. His dad was an alcoholic and all, used to beat his mother and all this stuff. And this guy didn't do it for the cameras. He didn't do that. He did it because he saw another human being going through the same crap that he did.
Yes.
And
helping somebody out.
Yeah, like he said, he looked at it all as being equal as far as being humans. I don't want to put him as being as a saint, because nobody ever achieved sainthood, but still,
Mother Teresa showed us.
Anyway, one moment, yeah. But like I said, though, I don't think I've heard anything but negative ever said anything about Ken Conroy. I mean, people didn't like the fact he wrote that story in the Pride Month thing, But apart from that, I've never heard anybody say, "Oh, Conroy, he's a jerk," or stuff. this was your old school, I guess. I guess you'd say he's left leaning. He's a Democrat, I imagine. I'm not sure, but he was not an evil person by any means that I've ever seen.
Yeah, by all accounts, he's a good guy, and he likes his fans and such. I don't have that moment. When Batman came around, I was 20. It's time to get on with life. I watched it. Don't get me wrong. I made my return back into comics, and I never looked back. And I loved the show, but at that period, I wasn't as affected by things. I do love the fact that the whole, like I said before, the whole thing, the adventures of Batman, or Batman Adventures, which led into Superman Adventures. Then we just got the Paul Dini, the Diniverse. Yeah. I like the fact that that they're the pioneers. Kevin Conroy never faltered as far as the voice is concerned. He nailed it. He is the blueprint, in my opinion.
Yep.
Much like Christopher Reeve is the blueprint for how Superman should be played, Kevin Conroy did a very good job showing us the difference between Bruce Wayne and Batman. And I thought that that was his contribution to the Batman lore. And I hope people take it. You know, when you do say who's the best Batman in movies, yeah, okay. If you want to say Kevin Conroy, can't take that away from you. I mean, if he's your Batman, he's your Batman. You know. There you go. And hello to Ash. What's up?
Good evening, everyone.
How are you doing, sir?
Oh, I got a Friday off, so I was like, saw you guys were on, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna jump in and say rest in peace, Kevin. That's sad news.
Yeah, it really was. I got to admit, when I read it, I did get misty-eyed. I showed my wife. I said, I know this won't mean that much to you, but I showed her, and she goes, "Oh my gosh, I know who that is."
His last Twitter post was a really sad part. Was people were saying, "Come on, there's thousands of people like, come on, just post something so we know this isn't a hoax." You know, you're all right. Post something. People were just breaking down, crying on Twitter. You know,
I hope his last words weren't something along the lines of like "fuck Trump" or something.
But no,
like
his last post was Halloween. He's got the bats up. He's like, Wayne Manor's all set for the bats are out.
Now that's awesome.
You know,
that's a great one to go out on right there. Because I'm glad it didn't get political or anything like that. But
I didn't really ever know him to become political. I said he kept his life private, which I think I respected over a lot of the other celebrities.
Kind of weird considering the days, you know. I look, if you wanted to know, you could know just by listening to how he speaks and just watching, sure. But I don't look for that kind of thing, so I had no freaking clue until he came out. But yeah, there you go.
He wasn't the guy that
real life Bruce Wayne, just chill, charitable guy, says Austin P. Let's see, Maranya saying, what is sadder is that these people passing on, hearing the younger generation going, who? What's the fuss all about him? They have no idea that these legends are, and they don't have any idea who these legends are, and worse, they don't care. Well, look, I think Ryan Johnson summed up the basically, what do you call this thing? Mission statement for the modern era. Burn the past, destroy it. And then you could say it's all bad. And let's put to pasture these crazy things like Batman, the animated series, which brought us excellent freaking acting from not only Kevin Conroy, but the likes of Mark Hamill is the Joker, or John, what's his name, is the clock keeper.
Okay.
Yeah.
To be fair here, he wrote that line for the villain of the film.
Which one?
Let the past destroy the past. Like, leave the past behind.
Oh,
destroy it if you must.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, but unfortunately, they've taken it, and they've taken it as if that's the be all end all. I mean, that's why we're getting books from DC that flat out insult readers and the writers and creators of comics of the past.
John
we're getting those books because we keep buying them.
No, we don't.
Telling people if we all stop buying them, they would change.
That's not true anymore.
Yeah,
those books could not sell a copy. That's not going to stop them. It's agenda full speed ahead now.
Yeah, but let's not derail this off to that. So let's see.
But can I say something else real quick? I do find it amusing that they let Megan Fitzmartin write a book trashing fans of the 90s 1 month before they do a 90s cover month.
Yeah, I noticed they were doing that. Yeah,
that's all.
I didn't even know he came out last year, says Austin P. Yeah, it wasn't a big to do. I don't think, in all honesty, I'm actually surprised he was in any kind of, I doubt he was in a closet among the people around him, those that he worked with. Yeah. But it is kind of weird in this day and age to be in the closet at all. Who cares? You know, you are going to find yourself some bigots out there, but the world as a whole, well, okay, America as a whole accepts. Sure, you're, like I said, you're going to find a bigot here or there, but we would ostracize them for it. So, yeah.
I think the reason, though, he did keep it to himself is not because he was ashamed, because he didn't want Batman to be associated with a sexuality.
Yeah, well, yeah, or he doesn't want any kind of controversy to come to it, and you would have some homophobes out there calling for his job and so forth and so on.
Yeah, but now the new generation can't just dismiss the show and forget about it because
John was a go ahead.
No, that was it.
Okay. John Wesley Shipp Jr. If you don't know who that is, he played the 90s Flash in the animated or a TV series. Also plays Jay Garrick. He had his quote, basically quoted saying, he said that heartbroken to learn of the passing of my decades-long friend from the early days of our careers, both amazed at finding ourselves closely identified with superheroes. The late great Conroy, much loved the KNIGHTWOLF family and his friends, he says you are honored, Kevin, and you will be missed.
Yeah. Well,
go ahead.
Go ahead. No,
I was just gonna say I do agree with you. I think everybody else knew. It's just that he didn't broadcast it to like Twitter and all that stuff. That I'm gay. Like I said, I doubt he like hid his husband away. Like you cannot go out.
He had a husband. That's kind of hard to hide.
Yeah. I went when the MegaCon had the wake for George Perez. I got up and I said a few words, told the story about how I met him. And one thing I mentioned there, which, by the way, the young lady running it, God bless her heart, looked like she wanted me not to say what I said. And I thought that was kind of weird with the look she gave me. But the truth is this. I don't know Kevin for anything except for what I see on TV. I had no relationship beyond the entertainment factor. And here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't seen it, go see it. If you really enjoy it, go watch it again. What we loved about Kevin Conroy is still there. Unfortunately, because of his health, we weren't getting new Kevin Conroy material very often, but what we liked about him is still there. Go out, enjoy it, have fun. He left a legacy. That is one of the great things about being an actor who hits. You're immortal in a way. Pass it on. My daughters know and love the animated series, not just Batman, but Superman and the others as well. And that's the thing. Your relationship with Kevin Conroy has not changed, except for you're not getting new stuff. The stuff you love is still there. The voice, the person, that's still out there. So that's my take on it. That's what I said about George Perez at his wake. That's what I'll say here. Austin P just said that he just now finished Mask of Phantasm, obviously revisiting because of the day. I would assume anyway. And I myself have been wanting to start up on the Adventures of Batman all over again. And let's just go on through. There's a lot of great things out there, and that hasn't changed. But anyway, if anyone else wants to take the floor, and yeah, go on ahead. And then I've got comics to show.
If you take the floor, make sure you clean it too.
I will also say, by the way, you always mention like the concerts you wish you could have seen. I would have loved to have seen all Four Monkeys together. I hope Alice Cooper comes around one more time. I never got a chance to see AC/DC, and I never got to sit front row in a Gallagher concert. Gallagher was a comedian who also passed away today. Once again, not as big a miss as far as this kind of crowd is concerned. He's the guy who smashed watermelons. He was huge in the 80s. And I've watched all of his. I've actually watched his specials recently because they're on Tubi. So yeah, I hope his family's doing okay. I know his brother's basically gone out as Gallagher too. So, well, I guess there you go. But I figured he at least warrants a mention as well. So, anywho, who do we have on here now?
What's up?
Hey, what's going on, Bubba?
You don't know who I am.
Yeah, I do know it. Yeah, well, I'm not saying Bubba is in Bubba Geek. I just say Bubba is in like what Wolverine says. How you doing, Jimmy?
Yeah, good. How about you guys? Besides the sad news, obviously.
Yeah, please, by all means, speak your piece.
Oh, I didn't really have much to say. I guess I'll come up with some right now.
It's like Doctor Who over again on the spot.
That wasn't. Hey, I planned out. It was Pixel who didn't do it. But yeah, Kevin Conroy, sentimental to my childhood. I wasn't a big fan of the animated series, Batman animated series.
You're gone.
But I was,
of course not.
No. I'd never really watched it. So by the time I got old enough to watch it, I just wasn't into cartoons. But I was a huge fan of Justice League and Superman. So I watched that a lot. And, he popped up every now and then. Not the first. No, wait, no, I was thinking of Superman. So, yeah, Kevin Conroy was a big part of my childhood. And I used to have the VHS tapes of the Justice League movies. Well, I guess it was cartoons that they just made into movies. And, it feels like a part of my childhood died today. Because, Batman. It's Batman.
Yeah. Okay. So if you can, we'll do this. I understand, Eric, you didn't watch it, so not your wheelhouse. But is there something, a line he read or something along those lines that kind of stuck with you?
No.
Well, no, I know not you. You didn't see that.
I thought you were asking if there was like one thing.
No.
Wait, what are you talking about?
Well, obviously the I am the Knight, I am Batman.
Yes.
He nailed that. Is there something that a lot of people point to the acting he did with what was her 10 on the swing set? That's something that held for them.
The fact that they got him to come in and sing Am I Blue? You get to hear him sing. I was like, okay, now we've heard he's done it all. He's done the video games, he's done it animated series, he's also sang in one of the animated shows.
Or was there a particular episode that stuck with you?
One for me is actually not from the Batman animated series, it's from the Batman Beyond, where Bruce is actually de-aged, taking the Lazarus pit dip, and Terry's like, hey, I'm not putting on a Robin costume. It's like but I love how Bruce, even though he's like, I could just use the Lazarus pit, but he's like, no, it's not right. It's so he and you see him slowly ages, and it becomes back to being his normal older self. And I just like said this, Conroy, he brought that character to life. There isn't really no character as far as that version of Batman in any of the animated stuff without Conroy.
Did Conroy voice Brave and the Bold?
No, that's Dietrich Bader.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that wasn't a serious Batman. That was more of your Joker, or not Joker, but your lighthearted, campy.
Yeah. How about you, Ash?
I don't really. That sound weird, but I don't really idolize celebrities.
Well,
So
I'm just asking.
I don't
is
think of
there
them in
a
that.
good scene or something?
I don't think of them in that kind of way. Like I don't have like lines, other than some that are super quotable, like Arnold Schwarzenegger. You just
Right.
that he's. Just,
well, I
but
go.
let me
go
finish. But I would say the thing about him isn't necessarily specific lines as much as he just became iconic. When I read Batman comics, I hear his voice in my head. Like when Bruce is delivering his lines, it's his voice.
Okay.
And that's been that way since the 90s. Since when I see an animated Batman thing and it's not Kevin Conroy, I'm like, what? This doesn't sound right. That is something special because with animation you can't always guarantee to have the same voice actors and different things, and sometimes you just got to get. And there's people that do a good job. Like Mark Hamill does a great job as a Joker, but if someone else does a Joker, I'm not like, what? I'm just whatever.
Yeah.
But with Kevin Conroy is probably the only voice actor that I know, and I'm not big onto voice actors, but where I'm like, it's got to be him or bust. Like for Batman at least.
Yeah.
And so that's the thing that sticks out to me rather than a specific line or anything like that. And one other thing too, just as a little point of note. I grew to it's only recently that I discovered it was doing this, but he would do really cool, like he would have fun with the character outside of it being a job, and I really appreciated that. Like I would see him on social media or doing stuff like on a YouTube video where he would like read a page from a comic book or something, but he would do it in like his voice, or he would do things. I was like, that's really cool. That's something cool for fans to rally behind, and he didn't have to do any of that.
One thing
let's just do quickly. Piggyback. Look up on YouTube. Conroy read the other Batman actors' lines. He read from you read.
Yeah, he would do that too.
Yeah.
That was great.
I can give my favorite scene. I don't have my favorite line. I can
by all means, give it great, because that's what I'm going to share as well.
Like it's not okay. So I don't remember it quote for quote, but I can basically give the gist because it's been years since I watched the animated stuff. It's when I think it was during Justice League Doom, where Batman basically tells the Justice League he has contingency plans for everyone, and Diana looks at him and is like, "You did what? You made plans just in case one of us went evil and you can kill us?" And he just looks at her and just goes, "Yeah, like of course I did. I'm Batman. Like come on." That was a great scene.
Maranya saying that there was a great scene in the time travel episode with Batman and Blue Beetle where they see Batman in the beginning. Conroy captured both the confident of Batman and early unsure Batman in the episode. Mine's something similar. Mask of the Phantasm. There's a scene where he's at his parents' grave and he just found Andrea Beaumont, and he is just begging to be let out of his promise to his dead parents. And he's like, I don't feel the anger anymore. Can I be happy? And that right there was absolutely, that is absolutely his Christopher Reeve moment. The stand up, take off the glasses. It is an incredible film. Highly recommend it.
The only thing I know about Phantasm is Tom King brought Phantasm into the actual DC Comics.
We're talking about Kevin Conroy, and you bring up Tom King, sir. I don't know about you anymore. Anywho,
like I said, his delivery of the lines, he'd go from like, "Hi, I'm Bruce Wayne," and then "I'm Batman." It's like, holy shit.
Yeah, it's nice to see, because back in the day, if somebody was pigeonholed into a character, they would act like their career had ended before it began. And nowadays, I've got to give credit. That's, hey, Batman built him. Whatever he did after Batman the Animated Series, he did because of Batman the Animated Series. And he knows that, or he knew that, sorry. But, yeah, that's...
Conroy is the Batman as the guy who played, not Frank Welker, the other guy who played Optimus Prime in the Transformers cartoon.
Oh, he's great.
I forget what his name is, but like those guys... I cannot picture anybody else's voice. Now, live action is different because, it's a different performance stuff. But
Yeah.
the way he did the lines was just so damn good. You know, it's like it just made you like every little facial reaction it matched to the actual animation. The guy, I'd say, is one of the best voice actors there is or ever was.
Yeah, he's kind of like saying he's one of the best voice actors. It's almost like saying that Humphrey Bogart or Harrison Ford are the best actors of all time. I could see it. He's Batman, but he's the best of all Batman. So there you go. Let me get this Austin piece correcting me, please. I need it to be different now, and that's what. Yeah, I know. If I had time today, I would have put together a video, Ash. That was my first thought, but unfortunately didn't have time. Go on ahead and play those all you want. Conroy needs no dang voice modulator nor gargling of marvels to voice Batman.
Yes.
Maranya says, Conroy, if I recall correct, had more difficulty finding the right voice for Bruce Wayne. The Batman voice he got right away. I could see that because you don't want him to be complete simple, but you want him to be different enough not to, obviously.
I know the struggle.
All right. Right. Yeah, you did Batman in the readings. So we're going to shift gears here once again. As they say, thoughts and prayers. I'm sure he is getting this from all of his fans. Conroy's like the James Earl Jones of voice actors, says Glenn.
He's never really gone because he'll always be a part of our lives.
Well, and you have his work.
Yeah,
They're out there. If you have whatever you haven't seen, go check it out.
You can find the Batman Native series at Walmart. You can find the Justice League, all this stuff.
They just released a Batman Beyond box set.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or re-released, yeah. So
alrighty. I'm gonna change up the mood of the show tonight.
Longer brooding.
I bought this collection last week. I was really excited about it. Now it said on the top, low to mid grade, Silver Age, Golden Age comics, and wow, that actually had me scared because I was like, okay, I bought them. How low grade are you talking? I'm about to find out. I'll talk it up and I'll tell you guys about them when I'm showing, but I want to show off some of the books that are going to be in the auction tomorrow. I think all of these might actually make it. I was thinking about doing half and half, modern and half of the gold and silver, but yeah. So once again, rest in peace, Kevin Conroy. All thoughts to the families, but yeah, let's show off some books. I think these will all be in the auction tomorrow. By all means, Eric, I've got. We'll be talking about this after because I've got I don't know what I'm going to start these things at. All right, let me pick up first. These are the ones that I'm going from condition, like the worst condition ones, and then to the better condition ones, the ones that will more likely be big dogs and so forth. All right. Bum, bum. And you'll see why they're worse conditions. These are all basically coverless books that came in. They said it was low, but I'm telling you, I think the oldest book or the youngest book I have, I think I've got two of them that happened someplace in the early 70s. Otherwise, we've got The Life of Archie. And whoops, sorry, I got to turn this off.
I was gonna say, who's watching TV? Is that Breen?
No, Breen one does. Breen's here for the books.
Yeah,
This is the part he came for.
Breen's watching baseball.
Baseball's over, dummy.
All righty. So next
America's
up,
pastime for a reason.
okay. So we have Life of Archie number 62. As you can see, there's a tear at the top of the cover there. There you
a
go.
lot of
Just
violence.
slight.
Say again.
I said there's a lot of violence. He
Just
did a
a
Jeff.
slight- well, like I said, these first ones are basically coverless.
Did you see
What?
that he did a Jeff Jarrett on that one guy?
What's going on?
So he slashed a guitar on his head.
Oh yeah, no, he's flat out jamming a drumstick into his throat there on the bottom.
Jeez,
Yeah.
the man from Riverdale. I like
But
that.
yeah, these are coverless comics, but they just so happen to have the covers with them. And ladies and gentlemen, I have Our Army at War, number 100, starring Sergeant Rock.
With the Rock.
Yeah.
That's nice.
So the problem is where to start these. Here is Kid Cult Outlaw, number 100.
Wow. Have you? I'm guessing you haven't had time to check, see if all the pages are there.
No, I did not. But yeah, I don't know what to do about that. Okay, so here is Superboy number something or other. It's a golden age, by the way, or it's a 10 center to say the least.
Ooh, I love it.
Crypto, nice.
There we go. Oh, hold on just a sec. I noticed there's a big old reflection here. Let me take care of this. I'll be right back. Take some comments.
Wait, what?
Darn reflections.
He has his hat on, so I don't know what the reflection is.
Speaking of reflections, what is that avatar you got,
Okay,
Jimmy?
and we're back. And we have
The avatar is Chris Chibnall, the worst writer in Doctor Who history.
With a gun.
Yeah.
And you, all right.
Doctor Who.
I'll
Alrighty.
ask later.
Next up, we have another copy of that same book.
So you know it's
I
not
love
golden age now. Because
Oh,
the toad's in the corner.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
It says Super Dog, not Crypto.
And next up, we have Batman. Detective Comics presents Batman and Robin, and this is issue number 391.
Nice.
So,
like
what
that.
would you start
Very
these
cool.
at, Eric?
If they have all the pages, like the first one, I don't mess with. The one, because there's too much of the cover missing.
Wow.
The rest of the ones I've seen, if the pages are all there, you can go a couple bucks on those, no problem.
What do you think about that one
They're
right there?
60 freaking years old.
Yeah, these are 60s. Sometimes I've got some 1940s comics here. We've got some decent stuff. These first ones, the covers are present. They're just not
What number is that?
I don't know,
Number
but
6.
if I get that, I'll never take it out of the package.
That's number 6. Here is from who is this? I can't read the comic company, but it's Battle Comics, issue number 67.
That's Atlas.
Oh, okay. So
I'll
some
go with 30,
old Marvel. Wait a second. Who's the artist?
Jack Kirby.
That's what I'm thinking. That face looks very
With
familiar.
Is that
Close
George
the
L.
hands.
Lincoln?
Look at those.
That does look like Kirby, but
Look at the poses down of the men. The way the guy's hunched. That looks Kirby to me.
And you don't see their necks.
Okay, now we could check this out, but I think this is the very first appearance of Mademoiselle Marie, because remember I had that one comic. I could be wrong. This is Star Spangled War Stories number 85. If anybody wants to look it up. Once again, unfortunately, the cover's there, but almost all. But yeah.
Oh, she
the
was hot
comic
back in
book
the
is
day.
There you go. Alrighty, next up we have the comic book adaptation of John Wayne's movie, The Wings of Eagles. Alrighty, then we have the Adventure Comics starring Superboy and the Legion of Superheroes. This is issue number 333.
Now, question. Did that used to be? Was that just titled Superboy back in the day, or did
No,
they
it was
have...
Adventure Comics. It was Adventure Comics, and then it became the Superboy and the Legion became their own title, and then it became Legion of Superheroes, and Adventure Comics just stayed Adventure Comics.
Okay, good. Okay, cool. That's awesome.
Next up, I'm trying to find out who this is from, but this is Gunsmoke Western, issue number 57. The thing about this one is the cover was attached until I looked to see how old this book was. I kid you not. I was like, okay, how old is it? And I like, it was like, that was the last time. So the whole cover is here once again, but it just detached. So we also have starring Davy Crockett as King of the Lost Valley. This is Frontier Fighters. I can't issue number 8. All righty.
That's weird and cool at the same time.
Gunsmoke Western was Atlas also.
Oh, okay. And then we have some Harvey comics. This one, Complete Inside Detective Case. Dick Tracy.
I like Maranya's like, some of these look like Silverfish got the nibbling on the covers.
Yeah.
Ew.
Yeah. Oh, we'll see. We'll see that in a little bit. Yeah, Silverfish can do some damage, kids.
They're
this is another one, by the way, that the cover, I was like, okay, how old is this one? And it just, as soon as I turned it, it was just like pop. But here we have Walt Disney, The Horse Masters. There we go.
So that would be a 4-color.
Yep, one of the Dells, yeah. And then we have Star Spangled War Stories, and this is issue number missing. There we go.
Scuba Steve.
We have Superman issue number 152. You fake robots. You fakes, your robot imitations of Perry, Jimmy, and Lois. What have you done to my best friends? And what's your game? Robot Jimmy says, sorry, Superman. That information has not been implanted in our mechanical brains by the robot master. And despite your superpowers, you will never guess who he is.
Now, who did that who's that company? I can't tell.
Yeah. They don't make comics anymore. Next up, we have Our Army at War, issue number 74, Ace Without Guns, and other explosive battle comics.
That's a great cover.
It really is pretty cool. That's what I was thinking. I was thinking maybe a buck even because, or like you said, maybe it'd be a buck or two because the covers are there. They're just not on them. Let's see. These, on the other hand, I got to say, get rough. But we have from DC Comics, Robin Hood Tales. This is issue number 9. There we go.
I think I've seen that cover before.
And then we have Robin Hood Tales issue number 10 cents. Oh, nope, issue number 7. And then we have issue number 13.
Superman?
And then we have issue number 6. And then
you know what art this reminds me of? Of crap, what's the guy's name? Give me one second. It reminds me of early Dave Gibbons work.
Oh, okay. This one?
Yeah, that stuff. Love it.
Next up, we have Superman issue number 135 that even has Super Baby. Which of the three of you are mightiest? And you got Super Baby lifting a rock.
MULLET and Super Baby.
Then we have Gunsmoke Western number 50. And we have Superman's Girlfriend Lois Lane, issue number 30. And we have Superman's Jimmy Olsen.
Hey.
Doesn't say the number. My guess is it's somewhere where the Powell used to be.
How much of the cover of Superman 135 is intact?
Superman 135?
Yeah.
Oh, it's off of the book, but here's the whole thing.
Okay. Because that's in a 9.4, that's 600.
Oh, so I'm guessing these. I'm coverless. What's coverless? 1.0.
But that's not coverless. It's just attached.
Okay.
Which would put that in the. If the cover's detached, I'm sure it's like split and detached, right?
Well, look, you can actually see it. It's
Yeah.
got
But yeah, I
It's like
mean,
someone
you
ate the staples.
yeah, it's basically the front cover and the back cover are now two separate entities on
right.
this one.
That's
Yeah.
that's still, you start that at 5, and that's a bargain.
Okay. We do have Gunsmoke Western, issue number 50. And then we've got, I think I showed these already, right? And then we had Superman's Girlfriend, issue number 30. And then we had Superman's pal, Jimmy Olsen, number something or other. But he's a lad.
That's
that point.
probably in the probably the 50s or 60s, because it's 12 center. I saw that. I mean, issue number 50s and 60s.
I forgot to check what number this was, but this one made me cry because when you got to understand, I couldn't see all of the books. And so I had no idea how bad these were. I had no idea, of course, they were coverless, the way the guy set them up. And if you're looking at this, that's a beautiful copy.
Don't move your hand. Don't.
I mean, look at that. That is a beautiful copy, wouldn't you say?
Look at those honkers.
Oh,
I know, right?
My goodness.
But then you realize that the cover's not attached, and yeah, this part was covered. So there you go. Still, like you said, I might start them off $2, $3 each.
Is that Lori Lamaris on the cover of that Lois Lane book?
Yeah. He's actually bringing that up. That everybody, every woman I've ever talked to has an LL.
You know, Ash. Ash isn't here, but him and LK, they could have moved in together, become good buddies. You know, the roommates down in Arkansas.
I would watch that YouTube channel. All right, let me put these up over here so I can get them back in a box. So what do you think so far, Eric? These are the worst conditioned.
That was fun.
Quarter bins.
Yeah. Well, as Eric was pointing out also, and I talked about, there's not a lot of newer books. Most of the youngest book is going to be 50 years old in this run here. Most of the books are early 60s. Occasionally we'll get a late one, but most of the books are 40s and 50s that would come. Now, granted, they're not necessarily DC Comics 40s and 50s, but they're still pretty damn cool. Do people still like Tarzan? Hey, LK, what's up?
So basically, in perspective, they're like half of the age of Eric Breen.
Yeah, and while you guys swap stories, I need a minute. So tell a Kevin Conroy story. I don't want to miss any of the books, but I'll be right back.
I'll put them on hold.
So this is your grandpa's auction this Saturday.
This is the song that never ends. It goes on and on. Anyway,
Went through
I'll buy these for $5 all day, says Chris Bolton. Well, okay.
You should keep it covered all the way to shipping.
Nerdy is gonna love all this Superman. I hope so. Do you know what he did? By the way, you know that Superman 198, it had the split down the side, but it's a Golden Age Superman. I sent it to him. You know what he did? You guys know me and my wife, we hit financial snag recently, and we just had a whole bunch of bills coming in. What we really wanted to do was we want to get rid of our the storage shed that's holding our stuff so we could free up $250 a month. Or at least that's what my wife said. Actually, I think it was 150. The other 100 was something else. So he sent us money. He paid it off. I mean, he didn't say, "Hey, here's to pay off that." He just said, "Here, take this, and I hope it helps you." So I gave it to Gail, and so we just freed up a whole bunch of cash for him because of him. And so, I mean, how do you thank someone for that? So I sent him the Golden Age Superman. So I hope he enjoys it.
Also, thoughts and prayers and Nerdy. Hopefully, his mama cat comes back.
Yeah, hopefully his cat returns.
His cat got out in the morning and just like, if it's a smart cat, I'd be like, crap, I got a better inside. Let me in.
Nerdy Texans, good people, man.
Yeah.
He's you know, like I said, how do you say thank you for something like that? Because that's going to make things a lot more easy around the house. So
He's like, if I free up his dad, he can give me more Superman books.
well, in a way, he's right. Look, with $150 less to worry about every month, yeah. So abso-freaking-lutely, I sent him the the Superman, the Golden Age Superman. Thought he might enjoy that. That's cool of him to do. Pay it forward, man.
See what Austin P said?
Say again?
Look at the comment above Chris Bolton's. Austin P says,
more like this could be my great grandpa's auction.
wow, great grandpappies.
A lot of good golden and silver age books. I've lived too long alone. I can't imagine having a roommate now. I don't know if I could do that. I've been with Gail so often that when she and I split up and I went with somebody else and accidentally got married again in Thailand.
What?
This one time in Thailand?
This one time in Thailand, I got married, didn't know it. Yeah, by the way, she knows all the stories. Before we got back together, we had a sit down. She says, I need to know everything.
She waterboarded you this minute.
Oh, no, not at all. I told her, I'm never going to lie to you again. Now, that's caused us some problems because when we were separated, she became her and I became me. And now if she does, I used to kind of be a little bit, okay, I don't want to upset her because, she's 0 to 60. Now it's like, I'll tell you the truth. But what was I saying again? Oh, yeah. When we went out, we noticed anytime we were with anybody else, we would be thinking, I know I was, Gail would love this. And she would think, I would love to take Aaron to this. So we just need to be back anyway.
Come on, Breen, pinch that thing off.
But I don't think I could have a roommate because I'm so used to living with Gail. Prayers to Nerdy's Mama Cat, Robert's Kaiser. Here's hoping both cats come home safe and sound.
I gotta say this: if you're used to living by yourself, you could probably just go camping by yourself in the woods, and you'd be fine.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I
might as well
get help soon.
As a person who has a roommate, it can actually be really great sometimes because it's like, just in case you need some help or they need some help, like help each other out. But also, it's like sometimes, like, because I work from home, I'll be cooped up in my room for like 4 days at a time, and then realize like I should probably talk to someone just to have human interaction. And then my roommate would be there and be like, "Hey, let's just watch a movie, hang out, and talk." And it's good. It's good stuff.
It opens the door. It's like, oh, crack a window. And
that too sometimes. I mean, I like to keep my room relatively clean.
Sure.
So your adventures in Thailand were the basis for the Hangover 2, basically. Yeah, I had that. I had a great freaking time in Thailand, and I told my wife that. Now I do kind of dance around stories, like I'll just to say, like if something happens and the topic comes up, I won't say, yeah, well, me and Rain, we, but I'll just tell her about it. But yes, I had an odd but awesome time in Thailand.
Ash, are you playing a game?
He's playing that Marvel new one, Snap game for phone.
There you go. That's something to watch. With my husband's work schedule, I have the best of both worlds in terms of living with someone and living alone. I prefer the living together, of course. Same thing. Gail works out of the home. I work in the home. If it wasn't for her mother-in-law being here, it'd be awesome. I mean,
he's like, I gotta wear pants around the house. This is my house.
Kind of, kind of like that. Yeah. It's just more. Well, I had daughters, mine.
Yeah, I know.
The last 26 years or 27. So, that kind of flew out the window. I'll tell you what, though, Ashley, no freaking shame. She would be in a shirt and underwear. I'm like, will you please put on pants? She just looked right. No, that's okay.
LK's like, criticizing him. Don't play that game. Play this other boring game.
Right.
Was a quest.
One night in Bangkok and the world's,
world's
your
your
oyster. No, it was a lot of fun.
Fun fact about that song. It was the first musical song to ever hit #1 as a single from away from its musical. So when the musical came out, they had that come out as a single, and then it hit #1.
I ended up spending 4 nights in Bangkok, and I'm good. It's very much a big city. There were parts of it which were basically America with weird writing on the walls, but there were also a lot of things that we would never see.
Brothels?
Pardon?
Brothels?
Well, no, I didn't really pass by any in Bangkok. I just didn't go to that area. But yeah, you kind of saw that kind of thing. Now there would be massage parlors, which would end up that way.
Happy ending massage parlor.
Yeah, but they also had respectful massage parlors there, but also the night markets, which I thought were awesome. I love the night markets. The sewage system is a little weird, and it's because it's like
no flash
grates below the street. The first night I was there, I was with a friend, and she says, I'm hungry, let's go. Okay, so we went.
You walked over grate.
The grate broke, so
Oh.
yeah. And she's like, okay, let's eat here. I'm like, no. And I thought this would never fly in America. It would never fly. It was just this. It was like a garage somebody built into a restaurant, and it was noodle bowls. And I was like, okay, whatever. I promised myself I would never say no. And so I got it, and it was so freaking amazing. It was such good food. But more to the point, we took a little walk down, and there was this guy, and he had bananas, and he was crushing them and mixing them, and then he would make pancakes and crepes with the banana. One of the most amazing things I ever saw. That was the only guy I saw in Thailand that did that. Good stuff. Let's see.
My dad broke his ankle in Thailand.
Yeah.
Military.
I got bit by something, and it made me incredibly sick, like feverish, and like, oh my gosh, what's going on? I didn't tell my family how bad it got, because my friends were actually taking bets on how I would die in Thailand, and my parents and my aunt especially was worried that I was traveling alone and that somebody would kidnap. And I said, they don't hold 45-year-old or 40-year-old fat guys ransom. Nobody wants us.
Yeah. Admit it, you were hoping that whatever it was that bit you would give you superpowers, didn't you?
Exactly. Yes. And it did. It did. I'll tell you what, my leg, it was like being Mr. Fantastic, because it just went boop. Yeah.
We're going to start calling you Thai Man.
Right. Okay, so let's continue this one now.
I just want to say in my defense, 75% off Halloween candy.
Oh my gosh. Yes, I forgot. Oh my dude, yeah. Shit, I hope they still have
True
some.
story. While he was in Thailand, he created Tai Chi.
You know what's weird? People who studied Muay Thai always wanted to fight me. I mean, I know you guys say I'm intolerable sometimes, but these people were actively trying to get me to fight them.
You're 6 foot high. They're probably like 4'3".
Yeah, I was. There were like girls and women would be like, "Oh, I do Muay Thai all my life. You want to fight?" And there's no winning this. No,
You're not 6 foot.
No, at this point I'm 5'9". The tallest I made it to was actually 5'11" and a half. So I was never 6 foot in my entire life, but I know that I've shrunk. So I'm probably about 5'9" right now. But
now he wears combat boots.
Yeah, I haven't. I haven't measured. But yeah, that is true. You do shrink as you get older. But no, when I was in Thailand, I was bigger than most people. As a matter of fact, the one guy we met that was bigger than me, they did the same thing. You want to fight him? No, because he looked like the Thai version of the freaking Hulk. No, thank you. I watched a small guy kick out a larger guy's tooth when I was in Thailand. It was nuts. They have Muay Thai kickboxing bars. I know. I've seen them. But to me, it's a lose-lose. I mean, what's going to happen? The little guy's going to kick my ass. I'm going to look bad, or I'm going to beat the shit out of a little guy, and I'm going to look bad. There's no, or girl. Okay, kids. So these are the next level up. These have their covers. They might be loose or detached, but the cover is intact. This one I think is loose. And this is Betty and Veronica number 82. I forgot to check the date, but I think it's like 1962 or 63.
That looks about right, yeah.
There you go. I swear to gosh, the hurricane came back. It's like, no, we're not done, I promise. Next up, we have Betty and Veronica, number 123.
Did you stand back for the hurricane?
There you go.
Only
And then we have Pep Comics. Pep Comics
That's all
number
that
200.
matters.
Pep Comics number 206.
That cover wouldn't pass today.
I don't know why the girls don't like my jungle party. I even provide them with costumes. Oh, that's Veronica's prank on them. There you go. And then we've got Kid. Here's one of the 1970 ones. Kid Colt Outlaw, issue 174.
Nice.
Yep. I forgot. I think this is just, this isn't even really loose. It's just got, you see the divots right there.
Yeah.
It's a little bit loose. Yeah. Next up, we have a book I couldn't tell you the number to, but it's Bonanza. There you go.
Nice.
Nice.
I would say upper left corner.
No, there's no numbers on them.
Oh, there's
You
no
have
numbers?
to look on the inside.
Oh,
Then we have The Story of Jesse James.
That's pretty
And
cool.
this is
I believe that is the first time I've ever seen that one.
this is a it's a movie adaptation, I believe.
in
Yeah,
that,
it's Del 4 color, but I've never seen that
Yep.
before.
in that issue, he built the car.
And then we have the Comancheros. Now we're the Comanches getting rifles. Comanchero Valley held the secret the Texas Rangers had to learn.
Have gun will travel.
Reads the card of a man. A knight without armor. Star Spangled War Stories featuring the talking helmet.
Before there was Naboo, there was the talking helmet.
And this is issue number 55 of the Star Spangled War Stories. Holy shit.
Would you say he's a talkie?
That 55, a pre-100 Star Spangled. That's something. Now we have the Gunslinger, and you'll see why this made it to this is, yeah, missing a
Nice.
little bit of the cover.
That's okay. It looks like the old wanted posters were parts missing.
Yeah. And next up, we have the Two Gun Kid, issue number 50.
Wonder if he carried a third gun.
Wow.
That guy on that gray hat and the mustache, he's in like every single one of them.
He's like the two little kids in all the DC 70s horror comics.
And if you like this kind of thing, which I do, by the way, I love all these older books. I used to read them all the time. There is a better shaped copy, not of the same book, but of the same series. This is Rin Tin Tin, ladies and gentlemen.
When dog loved horse, there was no boundaries they couldn't cross.
There we go. Next up, we have the Gunsmoke Western, issue number 49.
Oh, look at those butt shots. There you go.
And crotch shots. Don't sell it short there.
Hey, it's that guy again too. Upper right corner. It's the same guy. He's the guy with the hat. The
Next
mustache.
up, we have the All-American Men at War featuring the Flying Jeep, Standstill Soldiers, Floating Outpost, and an Unfinished Battle. This is issue number 16 of All-American Men of War. Wow. That's kind of cool. You get these low numbers here. 10 cent or 2. There we go.
A flying Jeep.
Yeah, you can see that.
Now, that is a golden age.
Yes.
10 cents.
No code.
Issue number 16
Yep.
of what did it end up hitting? 200 something, 300 something?
No, that one died in the 100s.
What am I thinking of then? I thought they went Sergeant Ross.
Star Spangled Comics with
Okay,
Unknown
that's it.
Soldier. And
Okay.
Let's
Next
see.
up, we have Iron Man, issue number 91.
Tales of Suspense, but
Yeah.
Oh, Tales of Suspense. Yeah, there you go.
Crusher.
There you go. And you can see the damage on the spine there. It's still attached.
Well, I guess you can say about Iron Man too.
Yeah. And next up, we have Tales to Astonish, issue number 42.
What?
The Fat Man versus Ant-Man. The man with the voice of doom. Does he impersonate Dr. Doom? I am
And
Doom.
once again,
Wow.
this is the cover is detached, but there you go. By
that's-
all means, tell me
Nope.
why the what?
Oh, I old Marvel, Time Man. That All American Men of War 16. Do you want to know what that's worth in
Yes.
9.4?
If you want to do it to all of them, we'll make this a 50-hour stream. Yeah.
9.
900.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not starting that off at $1.
No,
Anywho,
no.
how about that Tales to Astonish 42? What do you think?
Well, it's probably not worth anything. You should send it to me, but
Okay. I mean,
Let's-
if you think so, sure.
let's see.
But first, let me verify it before you send it to him.
Tales 2. I'm going to guess somewhere between 3 and 4. If I were, that's going to be my guess going in.
Yeah, I don't
Let's
have
see how I
these.
do.
I don't have these in any particular order, like except for what I would put them in, because I always section them off $1, 50 cents, $3, $5, big dog. So I kind of put them like that, but it is what I think the condition is. But otherwise, I have no, like, I'm not building up to something except for the big dogs. I can say we did have a very fun live stream talking about musicians. I brought up the Monkees, and one of the songwriters for the Monkees was, in fact, Ricky Nelson. So,
Okay, so that was number 42, right?
yep.
Unbelievable.
Well,
In comic book realm, it says it's not worth anything. Send it to your buddy. Or
Yeah.
it says 1100. I don't one or the other.
holy shiitake
Yeah.
mushrooms. Yeah, this is a 1%, like even a 1.5.
A 1 would be 33.
God damn. I got a big dog, and it's in the second. Yeah, wow. Okay. Next up, we have Zane Grey's Stories of the West, The Thundering Hero. So we got I've got a few Westerns here, so hopefully they will find an audience. But another one that I've got a lot of, I can't tell you the numbers, guys. I apologize. I did look them up, but I looked all of them up, so I didn't remember. I didn't remember numbers. But this is Edgar Rice Burroughs' Tarzan, and it is a golden age. Unfortunately, I don't know what that schmeg is on his arm.
There you go, Marani. There's your beefcake.
Oh,
Well, it may not be a golden age because Dell did not have to conform to the code.
oh, okay. Because they made theirs magazine size.
No, because they were so wholesome to begin with. The code said, "Yeah, that'd be
okay,
like
okay, I see.
that'd be like giving the kid that asked why we didn't get more homework detention."
And then we have the Oklahoman. And then we have Fantastic Four, issue number 111, which I really need to put this in a Silver Age, not a Golden Age bag. I was actually thinking of, even if I start something at $1, I might start it at $1.50 because I had to go out and buy all these brand new.
That's it. Yeah, that needs to be taken into account. That's a shame. That's like for myself personally, that's missing just a little bit too much cover.
Yeah.
It was trimmed, yeah.
What about for $1?
Oh, well, I mean, that's certainly worth that.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of putting it. I was thinking of putting it up for $1.
Like I said, I don't even if the cover is attached front and back. I would rather have a split and detached if the covers themselves are full, just not together.
Like if you had a double-digit Green Lantern, say, that had both Hal Jordan and Alan Scott on the cover, you would pay a little bit more if the cover was intact.
Do you have a number 40 there?
If I had a number 40 here, I would be freaking jumping for joy.
Hey, you're not missing by much on some of those other ones, so I mean, it's not out of the realm of possibility.
I do have a 46.
All right, let's see.
Oh no, Alan, no.
A number 40 though, yeah, I wouldn't have done anything until you saw it.
If only they knew I could draw on that cover, Alan would.
Next up, here's Mike Shane, Private Eye. I have no idea who Mike Shane is, but I guess he's a Private Eye.
Wow, that's cool.
Oh man, that's the coolest one I've seen so far tonight. I have a Mike Shane.
Yeah,
that was a character. That was like a prototype from Mike Hammer.
Yep.
Okay. You go. I've never heard of him before.
Let's see.
Next up, we have Edgar Rice Burroughs, and yeah, there's some cover problems with this one, but it's still attached.
Are these all going to Maranya?
Huh?
Is it unspoken like Iron Man? Ronnie gets all the Tarzans.
Man, 46. Just throw that one away. Compared to the other ones I've looked up.
Oh, it's like what?
That's only worth 180. Just use it as a coaster.
Okay, yeah. Eric and Boyd saying, glad you got some good scores. Well, I hope you guys actually want some of these. I know who doesn't want this book. RDV. RDV thinks this book
what is that?
This book is garbage to RDV. And I'm not kidding. This is not a joke, because one thing he literally said was, nah, I hate it when they have these what do you call them when spin-offs? I hate these things. But here is a gold key, Korak, son of Tarzan. So there you go.
Oh, you're thinking of Ash. He hates legacy characters.
I do. And also RDV really likes this when characters are in their skimpies. So I think he would like that.
That is true. Yeah. All right. Next
if he's using the knife and like it's just repeatedly stabbing something, sure.
Okay, so from here on in, everything's attached. It's just I just found a little bit more trouble with these books than the ones coming up, and like it might be stained or something like that, or something's torn.
So Maranya says she's not a fan of Tarzan.
No, she's a fan of shirtless guys. That's what I got out of
the
conversation. Well, okay, so next up we've got from Atlas Comics, I guess. We've got Sarge Steel, but I don't see a number. So here we go. Oh, there we are.
That's Charlton.
Charlton? Okay.
Yeah, I believe that's number 2.
Oh yeah, it is. It is. I remember looking it up. Okay. And then we've got Black Fury.
Oh, that's different than I thought it was going to be.
A comic book that takes place at a Popeyes. All right. So next up, we have Gold Key, Tarzan of the Apes.
Is that Secret Invasion?
There we go.
Now, is that the same cover artist doing the interior too? I wonder.
Well, I know it doesn't look like that. No, it's more cartoony. Let's see. I don't care about the damage. Gimme, please. I have been getting a lot of early Silver Age and late Golden Age in high grade condition lately at excellent prices, says One Slick. That's awesome. Saturday night auction. Yes. We went to some place called Pattaya Beach. Now that's got a lot. The walking strip has a lot of brothels. I never made it to Pattaya or Pattaya. But I did go to Phuket. Let's see. I need that one. I'm not a fan of Tarzan. This is Maranya. England team. What happened? Did your stream just go down?
You're still here.
No, he's making some sort of sexual joke, I'm sure. I liked some of the Tarzan movies as a kid, but never got into the comics. Well, I hope you guys might want to take a chance, because I wish I remembered the numbers. I got to write them on the bag somewhere. There you go. And next up, Edgar Wright Burroughs, Tarzan the Ape Man. And here's Edgar Wright Burroughs, but this is Dell. Dell comes before Gold Key. It's basically the same company. Some of these covers are freaking awesome, man. Serious. There we go. We have Our Army at War, issue number 102.
Wow.
And then we've got Star Spangled War Stories, and this is issue number missing. The Suicide Squad's Mystery Mission. Sink that sea-going blockbuster before it sinks us. It looks like the Devil Dinosaur made a trip over to DC Comics. There you go. And then we have a giant comic, and I'm not kidding. It says it on the front, but it's also a giant comic to the point where it barely fit into a Golden Age comic book bag. It's Tarzan's Jungle Annual. All righty.
Oh, wow.
That is how thick this thing is.
Wow.
It's huge, and it barely fit in this Golden Age bag.
For 25 cents, yeah, most were like 20. That's expensive back then.
Well, yeah, Dells were bigger than the other companies by a little bit, so their annuals were thicker. And those bags that I use now that I love, I cannot fit Dell Giants in them.
Yeah,
And
unfortunately.
that sucks to borrow one of your lines.
I saw that
Really?
they sell for Golden Age. They have like for thicker books now.
Oh no, these are the Golden Age I'm talking about.
Oh,
And here's Del Tarzan again.
is it based off an actual like actor? The model
Yeah.
looking.
Okay, so here's the thing. This one is also a cover detached book, but because of what it was, I could not put it in the lowest. I had to bring it up. I guess I should have done the same with Tales to Astonish. But this is Detective Comics 234. There you go. It is a coverless book, or a cover detached, is we're saying. So
Okay, so that's 234.
234.
All right. Let's see. That one is not going to get to a 1 because it's also missing part of the cover.
Yeah.
But let's see. I'm sorry, I already forgot to do 234.
Yeah, 234.
Okay. Yeah, you're still probably looking at about a $20 book.
Freaking hell.
Again, though, but I do caution if you count the pages or give some kind of money back guarantee if you don't have time to do it, because if it's missing a page, it goes down to a 0.5.
Well, the thing
regardless.
is look, it could be a $20 book, but more than likely, I'm not going to be asking.
No, I realize that, but still,
So, yeah.
If I got a book like that for $10 and it was missing a page, it could even be a story page, and I'm like, I can live with that.
Yeah, but
other people get real funky about that.
That's kind of what I'm thinking. I think she got to the Popeyes joke. Like some of the Tarzan movies as a kid, but never got into comics. El Green Machine is saying in the 70s we used to watch Ron Ailey as Tarzan at our local theater for 75 cents. Yeah, I remember we used to get that. We had a theater that had dollar movies and showed older movies as well. Here we have Detective Comics issue number 236.
Dude, look at that.
Hey, look, it's the Bat Tank, just like in Zack Snyder's.
Okay, so that one has a little bit more of the cover. So let's see. That's 236, you said?
Yep.
Yeah,
The
that.
fact that he's a tank, though, like I want to know what's the story behind it. Like, why did he had the car? And he's like, you know what? I'm just gonna overkill with a tank today.
that would probably be 30 to 35. Now, again, I'm basing this on the most accurate thing that comic book realm, but I also don't know when you're getting that far down. If I said I would. I said 30 to 35. If I were pricing that at my store, I'm probably putting 15 to 20 on it because unfortunately it's DC.
Yeah,
even
that's
though
what I
it's
was
Detective
thinking.
and Batman, but
That's what I was thinking.
like I said,
10 or $15.
Maybe get some bidding wars going with these because they're still cool to own.
There's still Golden Age Batman.
Yeah.
Or there's their early Silver Age Batman.
Austin P. I agree with that. They should have used that design for the Arkham game. The tank.
Yeah, that's pretty damn cool. Here we got Archie's Laugh-In Joke Book, and this is issue number 128. So here we go. All right, Silver Age Archie. And next up, we have Gunsmoke Western, issue number 62. So we got some. Oh, that's like Two Gun Kid or
say it.
Rawhide Kid.
Hey.
Here, there's that guy again.
No, it's Kid Colt. There you go.
This is the most Gunsmoke Westerns I've ever seen in one spot.
I got to tell you, I never knew it existed.
And that guy's in
I didn't before the Fossils.
BREEN, that guy's in every single one of them. The guy with the mustache and the black hat.
And here is Edgar Rice Burroughs.
He's an owl hoot, Venkman.
Tarzan leads the Waziri against the Elephant Men.
I mean,
although none of them look like the movie.
No, that's a movie.
We're not animals.
That guy's an owl hoot from Central Casting.
I have seen it's like it's very Edward Rice Burroughs. I mean, the new ones they were releasing.
Hey, this comic is awesome.
Ooh.
This is a really awesome. Look how in shape that book is. Holy crap.
I'm
not holding it weird for any reason. Why?
Is it missing half a hand?
This is issue number 14. It's so fucking cool. Yeah.
Who did the art on that?
Nick Cardy.
Yeah, it is missing.
That's some great art.
I know, right?
This
is one of those books because this is how it looked. This is how it looked when we were looking at all the books on the list. This is what we got right here.
The magic sword.
No, what he did was he covered up all the corners that were missing.
Well, again, in his defense,
by the way, magic sword from Disney. So,
yeah, in his defense, you knew damn well there had to be stuff like this.
Oh, of course. There's some of the books the Detective Comics, the Golden Age Detective, or the early Silver Age Detective Comics. Obviously, there's got to be something wrong with these books, and I knew they would be lower grade. The problem with this one is there's a split on the top cover that goes about halfway down. Oddly enough, see how the bottom looks like it's in trouble? No, the bottom is fine.
This is the first lot you've ever shown me that I was tempted to just bid on for myself as the lot. Because I said, as much as I've gotten back, I don't know that I've had any of these books that you've shown.
Well, the other thing is that
one group of books I've always wanted is I'm going to show after RDV says what's on his mind.
I was going to say, did you just get these books today?
Yeah, they just arrived today. I was hoping. Well, we had a little problem, gang. Which, by the way, I do have to address something. We've had problems this week. I don't know if you guys know, but We had to prepare for a storm. Then we had the storm. And then today I went to get everybody's books out in the mail. And guess what? It's Veterans Day. So I'm going to do my best to get them out tomorrow.
My thing is, if you would have had these books earlier, you could have went on the fossils. They were short a couple fossils. You could
yeah, I'm pretty sure. One series of books I always wanted for myself is Walt Disney's Davy Crockett.
Nice.
Hey, Venky just had a good idea.
What?
Now, obviously, in a perfect world, they're all gone as of tomorrow. In the real world, there's going to be some left.
Yeah.
Why don't you come on this week?
If I've got stuff left over to sure.
Because I mean, it'd be nice to. I said there's only 3 of them there this week.
The only problem is, you see that hole in his head? It goes halfway through the book.
Yeah, my Hulk #1 had a BB hole through his head.
Next up, we have Edgar Rice Burroughs, Tarzan of the Apes.
Yeah, the new stuff, correct me if I'm wrong, Eric, they're taking ones that were never adapted and adapting them, the Crimean.
And then we have issue number 60. Issue number 60 of Challengers of the Unknown.
I think how that works, Frank, depending on who's got, like, certain stories of Conan have lapsed into the public domain.
Oh, okay.
So you can only use, like, if the 30s stories.
And then we have another Edgar Rice Burroughs starring Tarzan.
Because I like those. Like I said, I like the ones that are coming out now, but my understanding is that they're putting them to art for the first time.
Let's see, that voice, my goodness. Tarzan went from Dell to Gold Key to DC, Marvel to Dark Horse, one of the most traveled properties, same as Conan, I guess, yeah. Let's see, they should have used that design for Arkham. Yeah, okay. Next up, we've got based on a TV show. I've never heard of it. It's called Cheyenne.
Oh, yeah, that was 60s, I think.
Yep.
Yeah.
I know I've seen it on MeTV before, actually. I think it's been on there.
And then we have another Harvey Dick Tracy. This is issue number 134. I think this is another 70s book.
Oh no, he's wearing a red shirt. He's gonna die.
That's very early 60s or late 50s.
Oh, okay.
It's 10 center.
I may have read the number wrong, because I got to admit the eyes ain't what they used to be. Then we have Green Lantern, issue number 47.
Nice.
Meet Dr. Polaris. Wait, no.
That's first appearance.
This is the first appearance of Dr. Polaris?
Yeah.
Who?
The Green Lantern villain,
Doctor Who, Dr. Polaris.
Holy shiitake mushrooms. That's a pretty freaking good pull. Thank you very much.
You know why it's not Doctor Who? Because nobody cares.
Yeah,
Hi, Jimmy.
Nobody.
I give him credit, though.
What time is the auction tomorrow? Is 8 p.m. Eastern time. Green Lantern. Yep.
To be fair to our friend Jimmy, I think Doctor Who is much bigger than Dr. Polaris.
Ash, don't be a contrarian.
You better believe it.
I mean, I said, congrats on the guys.
The final book in this particular lot of books is issue number 6 of a series I just got a showcase of. I can't wait to dive into it, and that would be Rip Hunter, Time Master,
with Rory. Just kidding.
There you go.
That's for you,
Rory Williams. Nice.
Yeah.
There you go. Cool. So what do you think about that lot there, Eric?
Yes.
Obviously this one's gonna go. There's a couple of definitely. I may have to borrow you tomorrow. Help
Eric,
out with
Eric, if you're gonna bid, you gotta do it separately. Again.
Hey, Gail.
Hi.
I must apologize. I got fooled by when DC put on the cover, Meet Dr. Polaris. I guess they were figuring their 5-year-old fan base had forgotten they used him in number 21.
Oh.
Yeah, speaking of which, I'll be late to the auction tomorrow.
I do know that I have a first appearance coming up, and so do you. We've got a first appearance that's coming up that's legit. and it's awesome. Okay, next up. Actually, these were just these. I would be $5 or more, I guess, based on the condition. Even though, yeah. And here we go. Next up, we have issue number no telling because it's a Del Turok Son of Stone. Here we go. And this time the cover's attached, but there is a little piece missing at the top. There we go.
Not uncommon.
I remember I used to get a lot of Turoks in the very beginning of the auction the early days.
Yeah, I ran into a wall. Like nobody was buying Turok, so
hopefully this time around we have more people.
Yeah. Number 248 of a book called Akta Eon. And it's got Nazis on it and Kong Gorilla. There we go.
Wait, it's got Nazis and a gorilla? Zach will be there.
It's got Nazis and a gorilla. Yes.
Holy, that's really nice condition for.
I know it too.
Well, it's been chewed on. It's right there on the back.
Well, why did you chew on it?
That's what silverfish can do, kids. But otherwise,
And that's what number is that again?
Right there. It is issue number 248.
All right, let's see.
Rager. Those games weren't that bad. Superman 64 is the worst. So if you
were having PTSD from playing Turok 2. Nice slot. Hope I can get one or two, says Chris Bolt. Hope so too. Meet MEAT, Dr. Polaris. There were kids my age carrying Doctor Who phone booths for backpacks in my school 5 years ago. Wow.
That was 248, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I gotta give props to Jimmy and them. They caught up to the Geek and Puppet Show in less than 2 years.
It took us 1 year to hit 100 subs, and then after that, 1 month to get to 200.
So what do you got for me? I don't think Superman's going to be, but
that one I just looked up. That's 7.
Okay.
I mean, there's again. I say this all with a grain of salt. That I was looking up Spider-Man's yesterday, and they've all gone up again.
Mm-hmm.
But that's Amazing Spider-Man. The rest of these, a lot of these prices are fantasies.
Right.
Still, I said if that 248, if you could even like eke out a 2 on that puts it in the 40s.
Next up, we got another gold key Tarzan of the Apes.
Tomorrow's auction will be Tarzan and his friends.
Oh, I'm definitely putting Tarzan on the thumbnail.
It's basically Tarzan and friends, right, Breen?
You know what? I am going to. I think I'm going to.
Tarzan and his amazing friends.
Okay, here we go.
Speaking of which, if you haven't picked it up, go pick up the Lord of the Jungle book.
Yeah, that was very good.
I so want to. Alrighty, have gun.
That was my first Tarzan book ever. That was pretty good. Definitely getting the second issue. And I don't know if because I like because it's Dan Jurgens writing. He's a great writer, but like I said, the character is one of those characters I never really bothered to pick up and read it. But I've seen movies. I watched some of the stuff clips on YouTube from different media and stuff. It's just a character I just like. I don't know. I never really like, hey, Tarzan, let's go do it. I was more.
I'm the same with you, Venk. I didn't appreciate Tarzan until recently. I've read a lot of the DCs. I don't have. I think I've got like 1 or 2 of the Dells.
Oh, one slick dude is saying that Tarzan was number 28, so reasonably early. It went to about 130 issues, 136.
Yeah. Turok 28,
yeah. But in all honesty, it went to like I don't know, like 80, 90, 100 or something like that, and then it started reprinting in gold key. Next up, we've got Classics Illustrated, The Buccaneer, and it is in, I would say, pretty damn decent condition.
A Buccaneer? Wow, that belongs in Florida.
Tampa, to be exact. Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you what that's worth without looking at the back cover.
And why?
If you want to find out, like most of those have anywhere from 2 to 15 printings.
Yeah.
And on the back or on the inside cover, there's a reorder form. And the highest number on the reorder form, you match to the corresponding issue, and that'll tell you which one you have. That's the only Classics Illustrated is the only thing I still use the price guide for, because it's a lot easier.
Mailing coupon below and the highest number, you say. What do you mean?
Well, it'll have reorder. It'll have like all the titles.
Yep.
And like say the last one might be First Man on the Moon,
which is
with like a 168. Are you serious? Holy shit. Kids, that was not rehearsed. Now look at the back cover.
Let's see.
I'm gonna guess and say they're pretty good.
I'm not even seeing it.
Okay, it might be on the back page, on the front of the back page, or on the inside. There you go. Yeah, there you go. See where it's got all the titles? Go to the one at the bottom in the last row, and it's 143.
Kim? Yeah.
So you would go to, like, say, the price guide and look up issue. The issue you have there, which is
144. It says right here.
Okay, yeah, and then when you find the one underneath it, because that might be like the 7th time that's been printed, but you go to the one that has the 143, and that's how you know which version you have.
And it doesn't say at the front, huh?
But give me a second. I'll.
That is kind of kooky. Yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't say first printing or second or anything like that. Huh. But there you go. First Man on the Moon by H.G. Wells. All right. I don't even know if this crowd would be interested in the Classics Illustrated.
Well, there's only one way to ask, you know. Is there a
well,
poll?
yeah, I'm going to put them up. If they sell, they sell, right?
Well, I know. I mean, it's a poll right now.
Okay,
you know what?
So
you got powers.
I can't do polls.
You can't? Oh.
Nope. Only the channel owner can do polls.
Okay, so that's okay. The First Men on the Moon.
Yeah.
Okay, that was the last one on there. 143.
Yeah, and this
All
is
right.
144.
Okay, so that one is the second most valuable of the 7 or 8 pressings. That starts at 7 and goes up to 125. But there are other ones that start at 2 and go to 14. So that's you've got a good pressing of that.
Yeah.
Okay. I said that was a bitch to learn how to grade those stupid things until because it's like if somebody doesn't show you that secret, that shortcut, you never know. But yeah, that's.
Well, I put out a poll. Classics Illustrated, yes, no, only the silver or golden age. So yeah, let me know. He was horn. Earn those wrenches, people. Yeah, basically. Wait, Chris Bolton doesn't have a wrench? That is not right.
Yes, if you believe they put a man on the moon. Man on the moon.
Alrighty. Classic Illustrated, didn't you put out on a comics were better than the... Yes, I did. I loved Classics Illustrated when I was growing up. Love them. They're just a lot of fun.
Yeah, so our friend Graphic Man did a 50-minute video where he shows his Classics Illustrated from 1 to 169. He has a complete set.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
Now, 2 years ago, you couldn't. I would have rather you punched me in the face for 50 minutes then watch that. And now I was riveted.
Please, by me.
No. To say that, no, it's one of the things that doing that show has made me appreciate, and I've since read several of them, and I really like them.
This is issue number 136 of Black Hawk.
Excuse me? Say it again?
It is issue number 136 of Black Hawk.
Oh, okay. Hawk. Okay.
Yeah, there you go. And here's issue number 183.
How much Black Hawk do you have tonight, sir?
Oh, geez, I think I've handled like 6, maybe 8 Black Hawks all night. So yeah. Yeah. All right. Next up, we have Captain Storm, and it is issue number 14.
Arr.
And
Go-go
it's got that
checks.
goal. It's got the go-go checks.
And
There we go. Next up from Marvel Comics, Captain Savage and the Leatherneck Raiders. This is issue number 6.
It's Chris Patton breaking down the door.
Okay, kids, if you like Dell Comics, if you like crime fighters, this is Man Against Crime, the FBI story. However, it is also issue number 1.
All right, E, you're a movie guy. Who is that on the cover?
Roger Moore.
Go lay down, Jimmy.
Am I
No,
right?
I'm kidding. No,
No.
you're off, but you're only off by about a decade and a half.
I can't know. I can't
Wait,
recognize who
wait,
they're
wait.
trying to draw.
Throw it
Is
again.
that
You guys,
Is that the first one? Is that the James Bond that no one likes?
No,
no, it's not Lazenby,
No,
but
it's older than that.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you.
Connery?
Sterling Hayden.
Sterling Hayden. Oh, never would have guessed that.
Oh man, I was so close.
Well, I'm not trying to be a dick. I didn't think you'd have a shot because there's no reason for anybody your age to know who the hell Sterling Hayden was.
I didn't know. I couldn't
You're
tell
right.
by
The only
by
Sterling I know
Here's
is
Outlaws
Sterling
of the
K.
West.
Okay, Jimmy,
Outlaws of the West, issue number 75.
have you seen The Godfather?
Of course.
In the restaurant scene, he's one of the guys that gets shot to pieces. It was one of the last things he did.
Yeah.
Turns out
Speaking of shot, oh, that guy's bleeding.
he didn't care about. He didn't like acting. He just did it because it paid for his boats.
And next up, we have Tales of Wells Fargo, starring Del Robertson.
The bank?
Oh, yeah. Oh, the Wells Fargo wagon is a coming down. People would rob the Wells Fargo wagon.
As
and
one
then
does.
Wells Fargo beefed up security and then became something. Then we have the King of the Royal Mounted. Before there was Tom Cruise, ladies and gentlemen, there was Luke
Oh
Short.
yes. The king
Top
of the. Oh. That's pretty cool.
There we go. And for those of you who like your Falk a little bit Lee, we have the Phantom.
Nice.
That's a good one right there.
All righty. Everybody wants to spend a little bit of their life with Archie. Here's issue number 70.
Gotta ask, snowmobiles anything like that at all? Back
Say
in the
again?
day? Well, those I've never seen a snowmobile look anything like that back in the day. Or so maybe I'm not asking for those who were on the 70s.
That's back before my day.
Yeah.
Yeah, by all means, ask the Floridian that wasn't alive at that time.
I wasn't asking him. I'm asking the guy who's older than him.
I can't see.
Not that much older.
I can't see the issue number, but I remember it being a low number, like 2, maybe 6 or something like that. But this is The Adventures of the Fly.
I was just say the other guy.
It might be a little bit higher than that. No, it's a 10 center. I can't remember when Fly Girl was introduced.
All righty. I know you've seen a few more of them. You're going to see a few of them. You're going to see a few more. But here's Tarzan of the Apes, based on the TV with Ron Ella.
Oh, is that kid missing an arm?
Yes. And then we have Tarzan of the Apes. There we go.
He's of the apes before he wasn't.
And then we have, hey, Tarzan of the Apes. You know what we need to show off? The Tarzan of the Apes collection.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I'm not sad about this. You can't. There's a lot of Tarzan in this. There's a lot of Gold Key and Dell Tarzan in this. Yeah, you're not gonna make me sad about that.
Was there ever evil Tarzan? Like another version of him that's evil?
Yeah, it's George of the Jungle.
Yeah,
Dude,
right.
Georgia Jungle's rad.
Yep, and I like
Sean
the
Connery.
The Brendan Fraser one.
Yeah,
Oh, that one's evil.
That was pretty fun. Then we got Toka, the Jungle King. And then we have Adventure Comics issue number 308, Superboy as the Super Menace of Smallville.
Jeez.
All right. And then we've got from Charlton Comics, the Texas Rangers, and this is issue number 70.
What tarnation's going on over there?
And then we have Kid Colt Outlaw, issue number 113. And I got to tell you, I love this cover, and I do believe this is also Kirby, but you could tell me if I'm wrong. Because that looks very Kirby-esque.
I don't see Kirby in that at all.
You don't?
It is. And that fly was number 14.
Oh, cool. Thank you.
Is that early in his career? Because I hardly see Kirby in that.
In this issue number 110. There we go. And that's that lot. And I think we're on to the final two lots. Okay. So like I said, the condition gets better and better as we go, and the books get a little bit brighter and cooler. I don't know about cooler because we've seen some awesome books. I don't want to oversell.
Next, we'll have a tap dancing cat.
Oh. Dun, dun. Speaking of Kid Colt, I've got a twofer. And this is issue number 95. Pretty damn cool, don't you think?
That one looks like Kirby.
And then we have an issue number 95.
Yeah, see, that one doesn't look like Kirby. That other 95 did, though.
Right. If 95 is not your bag, here's issue number 109.
Nice.
And you're going to be shocked, but I've got a Tarzan of the Apes.
Holy crap. No way.
I know, right?
He's
Yes,
now red
way.
pants. When does he become yellow pants?
But we also have a Dell Giant 25 center of Tarzan King of the Jungle. So this is an even thicker and more story-esque version of Tarzan. And then we have Tarzan of the Apes, the TV adventure. I didn't check out the number, though. Doesn't have it. And then we have Life with Archie. And this is what's his name again? Pureheart?
Yeah, Captain Pureheart.
Captain Pureheart. I must save Betty and Veronica before it's too late. Help, Pureheart, save us. I'll get even with Pureheart by destroying that runaway car and rescuing the girls myself. And we introduce the very first appearance of Evil Heart.
What number is that?
Well, I'm just saying because it says introduce.
No, I know. That's
number
48. Next, first Pureheart's 42.
And then we have Classics Illustrated, and this is issue. Well, it's issue 141, but it's the Castle Dangerous by Sir Walter. I can't.
Hamada.
Koenig.
Walton?
There you go.
I can't see it. It's
Scott.
blurry.
Walter Scott.
You sure it's not Walter Hamada?
Yeah, I'm coming off as an uncultured swine. Now let me get all of these here since we're doing this. I'll just go through all of these real quick.
So far, your poll's been doing pretty good. 16 votes. 69% say yes. Only 25% say no. And 6% said if it's Silver and Golden Age, they'll get it.
Mm-hmm. Well, to some, the reason why I put that up there, to some, Classic Illustrated represents a bit of the childhood. So these are the ones we grew up with. This is Little Savage.
Yeah, we read those in school.
And this is 20 years after. And this is by, what's his name? Dumbass. Yeah, there you go.
Alexander Dumas.
Alexander Dumas. Yeah.
Dumas.
Don't try to dress it up there, Dumas. All right. Let's see. Jane Eyre. And the one that I would, oh no, I'll save that one for last. Then we've got a illustrated story of pirates. And the one that I think will probably spark up some bidding war, and that is H.G. Wells' The Time Machine.
No way, that's rad.
That's a good book.
Yeah.
Now, am I the only one who kind of likes the Pierce movie? Guy Pierce?
Oh, I love it. I thought it was well, I wouldn't say I love it. Yeah, I liked it.
I kind of liked it. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. Here's the illustrated story of Indians.
If you read the book, though, it's harder to like.
I haven't read the book.
And then we have Black Hawk, issue number 224, with the go-go checks.
I'll just say this: no matter what version of that movie you watch, it's still depressing.
And then we've got Ren 1010. I don't know the issue number of this, but
That dog's dead now.
that dog is so dead now. Yep. Archie's Pals and Gals, and this is issue number 46.
Hey, Jimmy, those books are so old. If the next issue has a young boy petting him, he's probably dead too.
That's true. Next up, we have Edgar Rice Burroughs' Tarzan.
I mean, how old are Spin and Marty now? About 80, 85?
90, yeah. So that show was in it was Mickey Mouse Club, so it was mid 50s. And they were, say, about 13, 14 years old.
Yeah, and that's 65 years ago now. So, yeah, they'd be in their 80s.
Yeah. Next up, we have Black Hawk, issue number 166. There you go.
Or pushing 80, I guess.
And we have Flyman, issue number 37.
Very cool.
And then we have Edgar Rice Burroughs' Korak, Son of Tarzan. And we have, oh my gosh, you're not going to believe this. Edgar Rice Burroughs, Tarzan.
Mm-hmm.
Never heard of it.
And, well, how many more of these? The rest of this particular lot. Here we go.
That's some great art, though.
Isn't it, though? I mean, these covers are awesome. Are you kidding me?
I think that's my favorite one of the Tarzan you've shown.
All right. Here's, there we go. And apparently Tarzan went to meet Turok.
That's a weird photo.
And let's see, the last one of this lot. All righty. Now, I'm going to kill the cool a little bit. Not that the books aren't good, but they're not all golden age. And these are the ones that I think are in better condition, or they're just so awesome they've got to be big dogs. One that I'll start with the one I think is least really quick here. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, I gotta put these books away. Excuse me, guys, while I get put together a little bit.
Excuse me while I whip this out.
I was just thinking the same thing.
All right, it's every single time.
Oh, John, come on.
Hey.
Come on.
Wait, what woman at?
Hey, where are white women at? All right. Where's the other divider? Here.
Where the white women at?
What's that?
I don't know. It's like he was yawning and saying the quote all at the same time.
Exactly. That's exactly it.
All righty.
So, Jimmy, going back to you said you spent 4 days in your room. What day are you on now?
About week 2.
Oof.
I just literally everything gets sent to me, and so it's kind of easy, but at the same time, it's just time consuming. And you kind of like after a while, you go, man, I really need to get outside.
Does the mailman show up at your bedroom window, knock on the door? Here you go, Jimmy. Here's your mail.
You know what's funny is my window is right next to my like head of the bed, so he could. No, it's funny because my friend actually did that once. My window is open and I was sleeping past my alarm, and she comes up and goes, "Josh, get up!" And I go, "What?" Yeah, it was actually kind of a funny experience.
So do you just throw all the trash out the back window or the bedroom window like Idiocracy?
No, we got in my apartment. I just take it out like a normal person, Breen.
Well, you said you never leave the apartment.
Yeah, it's being facetious.
Well, I don't know. You Gen Zers get everything delivered.
I
This
was
is
born
gonna-
in the wrong generation. That's all I got.
Once again, this will kill the cool a little bit, but these came with it.
Nah,
So,
Jimmy did that when he showed up.
we have Wolverine Bloodlust that came along with it. I know it's like the odd man out. Here is Super Boy and the Legion of Superheroes, issue number 203.
That's a good one.
Nice.
And we have the Batman family, issue number 20 with the Ragman.
Oh, nice.
Cool. And Huntress.
This
Who
guy's
did that art? Who did that art? Because it looks familiar.
doesn't say on the cover. Starling.
Again.
Then we have Moon Knight, Fist of Khonshu, issue number 1.
Whoa, that's a Maranya book, isn't it?
And then we have Ms. Marvel, issue number 1.
Nice.
Wait a minute. That doesn't look like Carol.
I know, right?
Then we have Dazzler, number 1.
Cool.
Oh,
And
that's a good
I'll
one.
check to see if it's got the black and white at the back. And then we have Batman, issue number 308.
Nice.
I'm so glad
That's
they
awesome.
updated his costume.
Some classic Mr. Freeze, yeah.
I'm so glad they updated it, though. The animated series was awesome.
Next up, we have Thor, issue number 412.
With Speedball.
Okay, you know what that is, right?
Yeah, this is the first full appearance of the New Warriors.
Mm-hmm.
And then it went
And then-
downhill from there.
From Spire Christian Comics. I don't know what the hell that is. We have Archie's One Way.
It was they were religious.
I'm going to guess that, yes.
Yeah, but so that, I mean that's
Wait, hold on, go back.
That's pretty much all.
Were they
there was to
driving
it.
against? Were they driving? Oh my gosh! Why didn't he shoot them?
Chitty, chitty, bang, bang,
They're
chitty,
not
chitty,
black.
bang, bang.
No,
All right,
because
next up, we have Sergeant Fury and his Howling Commandos, annual number 6.
Detective Comics. So, Harvey Dent, he went the wrong way on a one-way street, and the cop shot at him.
That's a
There you
cool
go.
cover.
And next up, we have issue number 367 of Detective Comics.
Oh,
There we go. And we have issue number 103 of Kid Cult Outlaw.
Speaking of Detective Comics, you want to hear something amusing?
Sure.
Okay, sure.
35 years ago, Badger #1 was worth $9. Detective Comics 359 was worth $5.
Wow. Here's Rawhide Kid.
Hey.
And this issue number 90. There you go. Next up, we have Action Comics issue number 319.
That's very nice.
hey, someone got to tell me. Every time you see goons in like these classic comics, most of the time I see them wearing purple. Is that because of like a coloring printer thing, or is it just because they just decided to?
Because until Prince, purple was the color of evil.
Oh, okay.
Probably, it probably was one of the primary colors of the four.
It had to do with a lot of the heroes were colored using blue and red and yellow. And so when they wanted to color villains, they didn't want to use the same color palette. So they came up with contrasting colors. And that's why you see green and purple used very often.
All righty. Next up, we have issue number 331 of Adventure Comics.
Thanks for the info, Ash. Appreciate it.
You're welcome. Thanks for being appreciative, Jimmy.
I got you.
Unlike these
man.
other yahoos.
And then we have Combat from Dell Comics, issue number 1.
That's amazing cover.
Well,
Yo, some of these covers some of these comics I'd buy just to put on the wall.
Well,
in case you wonder how that story turns out, Badger has dropped $4 and Detective Comics has gone up $1,995.
It's amazing how that works.
Here you go. Once again, Combat number 1. And then I don't know what number because it's a Dell, but we've got the Lone Ranger.
What's special about that Detective Comics issue?
First Batgirl.
Ah.
I don't see Johnny Depp on the cover.
Uh-huh.
But in 1987, keys weren't really a thing yet.
Well, then this one is going to boggle your freaking mind because, once again, I don't know the number, but this one's Tonto.
Keys were a thing. Just no one cared about Batgirl.
No, because at the time, Avengers 4 was $180, but
Is that
number
an
1 was
Aztec or a
$400.
Mayan?
That's an American Indian. They're two American Indians fighting right there. So,
If you like, Spider-Man 121 and 122 were worth a tidge more than 120 and 123.
And I'm not going to show off the last book of the night until we can get the conversation back around to what I'm showing, because I'm not going to waste this one. There is some problems. You can obviously tell that the silverfish got to this, but the cover's intact. It's attached. The pages are there. So this is an intact comic book. And it is the very first appearance of a Superman villain. This is issue number 340 of Action Comics. The very first appearance of the Parasite.
No way.
Yes way. Once
That's
again,
cool.
right there, you can see where some silverfish got to it. But yeah, what do you think we're looking at?
Parasite is my favorite villain of Superman, so that's really cool.
There we go. So what do you think we're looking at on this one there, Eric?
Let's see if this is
If the Lone Ranger has a partner named it, he's not really alone.
What would you put that as? It's hard for me to tell through the screen there.
What would I put this one as? Because of the thing there, about a 152, maybe 25 tops. But I don't know. I'm not.
I'll check eBay to see what the listings are and sold listings.
That puts it in the 20 to 40 range.
There we go.
That's Action Comics. What?
340.
340.
Because it's
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Not to diminish what you got there, but it's
It's DC.
Paris. Well, no, and it's strangely enough that's newer than a lot of the other ones, obviously.
Oh my gosh, yes, but
so
still, that's a pretty damn good book.
Oh yeah, I you know, it's weird. I had that, and I didn't realize that was first appearance.
Yeah, pretty good.
I'm looking at
Lone Ranger movie. Yeah, actually, it's showing on Tubi. So
I'm looking at a VG. I'm sorry, yeah, VG to a fine 5.0 at 120, but yours is lower from anywhere from 30 to 60 bucks.
There you go. But yeah, there you go, kids. That's the auction. So please show up tomorrow, 8 o'clock Eastern. And bring your wallets. I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to supplement these with any newer books or something. Usually I put some 50 centers at the front, but there you go.
If I'm home, text me tomorrow at about 7 if you're. Yeah, if I'm around, I might be able to be of some assistance for like what to start some of those at.
Yeah, that would be awesome. It's around 7 o'clock, so we can go with yeah. Okay. Yeah, the prices may be wonky tomorrow. We might not do 1, 3, 5 and so forth. That might be a little bit more wonky just for what we're dealing with. But once again, please check us out. It's a lot of fun because even when we're selling comics, we're having good conversation. Yeah, there we go. All righty. Once again, guys, rest in peace to Kevin Conroy. And thank you very much to everybody for hanging out with us, having a good conversation. Look at some pretty damn good books. Once again, some of them are in bad condition or coverless or something, but they're still pretty good. Thank you very much once again to everybody for joining us. And as always, thank you very, very much for watching. Don't forget to click like and share and do all that stuff. And have a good evening.
Good night, kids.